Conversations with Marc and Devi, the mediums. Marc Stuart, the Scottish medium. Devi Wolf, the smallest medium. Conversations on topical subjects. On subjects other mediums would not dare talk about, but we do. The Marc Stuart Medium Network, demonstrating, discussing, and training in Scottish-style mediumship. Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
Well, I'm going to do most of the talking tonight because Devi's got a headache, so I'm just using that as the excuse to take over and just start.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to stop him now. Okay.
We actually just interviewed another Scottish medium who I know from way back who out-talks me. So Devi really does have a headache. That's nothing to do with...
I had a headache before we started. It has nothing to do with the interview.
Actually, folks, before we do get started, I want to say something tonight. You know that I've got a short temper, and you know that I get very angry. I can get very, very angry at bad mediumship.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, I spoke to a spiritualist this afternoon, who I'm not going to name, and I'm not even going to name the context of how I ended up speaking to her. But her son passed away 2 years ago, and she was sitting in circle, and an English medium, not a Scottish, an English medium, gave her a reading. Now, this was somebody that knew the woman, so there was no evidence involved in this reading. Now, the reading, I mean, this is secondhand, so I may get some of the words a little bit wrong, but this essentially was the reading. Your son John wants to speak to you. Now, she already knew the name John. No other evidence. Two messages for you. I'm not going to mention the woman's name. You're holding your son back from moving further on. You're literally obsessing on him, and you are holding your son's spirit back. That was the first bit. And the second bit, now I may have got the exact wording wrong here, so apologies if I do, but as I say, this is the woman was a little bit upset when she spoke to me. And she told me that I was feeling very worried, very upset, and maybe I was thinking about coming to the end of my life. Now, for anyone to claim to be a medium, for anyone to give a message like that, makes me so angry. Imagine a ballistic missile pointed at England, because that's what I felt like this afternoon.
The whole country did not do it, Marc, just the one person.
Just
the one person, Marc. Take a deep breath, breathe. I can see your blood pressure going up.
Yeah, I do not tolerate messages like that when I'm training, or if I'm in a church and I see somebody giving a message like that, I would interrupt the reading. I seriously would. I'm going to find out this woman's name. And if you're watching this, you'd better be ready, because I'm coming for you. And when I say I'm coming for you, I mean, this is a professional medium. I mean, I'm going to be coming for you. So
watch out.
If you know who I'm talking about, and if you're watching this, you've been warned. Okay, right, enough. So let's get back to what we're talking about tonight. So definitely, we're talking about AI again. Yes, I know, AI. But this time, we're talking about using it constructively in a small business, as in you're a medium, a real medium, like the one I was just talking about, and how to use AI to promote yourself. But before we do that, you know what's coming?
News, information.
Okay, not really much to report. We talked last week about us launching Substack. That's been running now for just under a week. It's actually been very successful. A lot of people are reading the emails. We've been experimenting with different types of newsletters. Like, they're not really newsletters, they're blog entries. So been experimenting with different content to see what kind of response rate we get on each different type. It's been quite good, actually. Even the lowest one has had 17% of people opening and reading the email. The highest one had 40%, but that was before we put everybody into the database. But we're getting an average of about 300 people per day actually reading the blog entries or the emails. So
one of those is me, though, so you can't count that one. 299.
Yeah. Second bit, we're going to run a video as an example of AI, which is an advert for the new streaming events we're doing called Interviews with Devi. Devi was, I'm not in it. I am not in it at all. It's just Devi and the person being interviewed. So Devi gets to do the speaking, except in this case, it was a Scottish medium that I know very well and talks more than I do. I know she talks more than I do. So you've got that one to look forward to, although we are going to have to re-film it because I forgot to press the record button.
Seriously, we did the whole interview, okay, about 40 minutes, and he forgot to hit record.
Yeah, but getting back on topic, if you're out there and if you are a medium and you would like to be interviewed, send an email message to me, Marc at markstewartmedium.com, and I'll contact you and we'll do a sort of pre-interview and work out whether we want to interview you. You've either got to have a story to tell about yourself, like an interesting background, or something that happened to you spiritually that you want to talk about. Or you don't have to be a medium, but if you're in some sort of spiritual organization like a church, or you run a spiritual business of some description, like you might be a card manufacturer, anything related to the spiritual industry that is of interest, contact me and we shall consider interviewing you. So that's Kimberly saying a hello. Hello, Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have one too.
She'll feel better afterwards. Other bits of news, more of a practical nature. Did I tell you last week about the roof blowing off the house we were buying?
Yes, you did.
Cool. Okay, so the repair company have had a drone up on the roof. They've got the quotation for the repair. The sellers have got that to their insurance company. So we now have a revised entry date at the end of January, which is a month and a half longer than we originally planned to move in. Consequence of that is plans for the People's Spiritualist Church have had to move back by about 2 months. So that will probably be starting up end of February, beginning of March timescale. Other than that, I think about the only other news bit is it's Christmas soon. So that's about it, news-wise, unless you've got anything else going on, Devi, that I don't know about.
It's also currently Hanukkah. It will also soon be Yule, and Kwanzaa comes after Christmas.
And the biggest event of them all, if you're not Scottish, you won't be aware of this. It's not called New Year's night. It's called Hogmanay, and it's a very spiritual Scottish festival. But we'll tell you more.
Not like our New Year's Eve, where everybody goes out and gets drunk.
Okay, so going to show you a video. Now, this is an advert, so be honest, but this entire video was produced on AI. So just have a look. This is the kind of thing that you yourself could be doing. Interviews with Devi. The smallest medium with the biggest impact. Are you brave enough to be interrogated by the medium who demands the answers? Supported by Marc Stuart, the Scottish medium. The Marc Stuart Medium Network, practicing, discussing and demonstrating and training in Scottish-style mediumship. Do you have a story to tell about your activities, experiences or history that is related to spiritual mediumship? Would you like to be interviewed by Devi? Send an email to Marc, M-A-R-C, at Marc, Stuart, spelt U-A, medium.com. Okay, so there were bits in there that weren't AI. I mean, for example, the little boy was real. I didn't film him.
And the pictures of me with the cow are real. That's what he started with.
Yeah, but AI turned that into a real movie.
Turned into a video. Yeah, I noticed in one of them I had a blonde ponytail, and the other one I was barefoot when I was trying to ride a cow. So, not sure. I mean, AI still has some issues.
But you must admit, though, if you saw that on Facebook, it would catch your attention. So there's a very quick way that, as a medium, I mean, let's look at business as a medium. You've been through all your training with yours truly and Devi over here. We've certified that you're ready to go and give readings to the world. You're not like the medium I talked about at the very beginning. Oh, and we do have methods of quality control if we do train you. So we're serious. Anyway, you have to define yourself. You have to. I mean, for example, I call myself the Scottish medium for obvious reasons. Debbie calls herself the smallest medium, and if you ever meet her face to face, you'll understand why that's a fairly
For obvious reasons, yes.
Yep. But the point being, there's something about yourself that you will use to define your persona, your marketing. So it's very easy to take some photos of yourself at a psychic fair, standing next to a model, put them into various packages. I mean, I use about 5 different packages depending on what kind of video I want to produce. But it's very easy to find it, or come to somebody like me and pay me $10,000 and I'll produce the video for you. But the point being is, for pennies, you can subscribe for about $30 a month to a software package that can produce 20, 30 videos like that. You play around with them, you get the ones you like, you edit them. And even when you're editing them, most decent editing packages have AI features built in. So you can actually just take the bits of film you want to put in, click AI edit, and it'll go away and come back with a 3-minute little video or a 30-minute video, depending on what you want to do. So there's the first area. Second area, marketing. I mean, we have a huge database. We do advertising. If you respond to one of our adverts, then you're in the database, which means you're in our Substack emails that are going out. If you're not, send me an email or go to the website and register, and you'll very quickly find yourself getting the Substack or whatever. But the point is, we can then use AI to target. So we don't just run an advert. We target demographics, geography, age, etc., all done through Facebook, but Facebook's using AI to do it. And people that don't do it are paying $15 to $20 to get a sales lead. We're paying less than $1. So AI reduces our costs significantly and dramatically. That it
does. It also kills the environment.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. Oh, don't even. I will come with statistics next time. Maybe I should.
Not if you're using a nuclear power station.
But that's not what they're using in America.
They will be eventually. I mean, they're getting so big and so powerful. I mean, I don't mean powerful. I mean, in terms of the amount of energy that they're having to use to run them, they are actually designing and building data centers now with nuclear power stations attached to power them.
Not here.
They are. There's 2 of them under planning permission in different states.
Oh, in the planning stages, they haven't started building.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're building them. Built them. I'm saying they're spending about $100 billion, and half the money's going on the power system.
Right. Well, they need to, because right now it's burning coal and stealing all the drinking water from communities and making everybody's electric bills go up.
But Debbie, we don't use coal anymore.
We do.
Well, you shouldn't be. I mean, I'm sorry.
I completely agree. Unfortunately, I'm not in charge.
I mean, seriously, we've done away with coal power stations decades ago.
Well, I know, and as we should. But however, I am not in charge. I cannot snap my fingers and make that happen.
I mean, we're building windmills in the North Sea.
I know. We're building windmills there, too. I get excited every time I see a windmill.
Anyway, cut a long story short. So there's another way that you can use AI. Now, we're not using AI to write our blog entries, although I am taking my initial content and putting it into AI so it can then go away, check spelling, not pad it out, but turn it into my writing style, etc., because I don't have time to write a full A4 scap every day to get it out to you. I'm starting with probably 75% of it. It goes away, it edits it, it gives it back to me. I go in to edit it. So it turns up my speed of being able to write by a factor of 3, to be blunt.
Right. But it's still not your work.
It is my work. I write the original content. I'm using it for editing.
Maybe that's why they're so bad. Maybe you need to edit it humanly instead of AI.
Yeah, but then I'd never get it done because I'd be sending it to you to edit and I'd never get it back.
Oh,
So what we're basically saying is, if you've got a job, you're going to lose your job. Either today, tomorrow, or in the very near
it
future.
depends on what your job is. Not everyone's going to lose their
Okay,
job.
let me rephrase that statement then. You are highly likely to either lose your job, have the number of people you're working beside severely reduced, and have your work output demand that your employers are demanding from you tripled, if not quadrupled. So you're going to be doing the same job for the same pay, but you're going to be working a lot harder to produce what you're doing because AI are going to be enhancing your ability. And therefore, we don't need to do
stealing everyone else's creative input.
okay, fine, it's happening. I mean, you can complain about it to the nth degree, but unless you go and stand for presidency and get yourself elected and start changing the laws in America,
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people that I know that are against AI like I am. It's not just me. I'm not just being old fashioned and fuddy duddy for a lot of the same reasons that I don't like it either.
Debbie,
I know tons of people like that.
go back in time in the UK about 200 to 300 years. We had a group of people called the Luddites. Ever heard of them?
Yes.
Okay, they were a huge group of people, and they used to go around and sabotage early machines.
Hmm.
The machines outgrew them. The economy made them irrelevant. And now, when you say to people, "Do you know what a Luddite is?" Okay, you know your history. But if I walked out into the street and walked up to 10 people and said, "Do you know what a Luddite is?" 9 of them, I guarantee, would say, "What? I've heard the expression, but I don't know what it is."
Oh, wow.
Whether you like it or not, if you're against AI, you can have an opinion to say you're against AI, but if you don't use AI and if you try and stand against people that are using AI, it's like a steamroller. It's going to flatten you.
I don't care. I will still be against AI stealing people's artwork and their creative writing and all of that. And music, trying to make music, stealing other people's music. No, that's not acceptable.
Debbie, let me tell you a little story about American history. Remember,
Sorry.
this is serious. This is real. Remember the Wild West. Remember the
Well,
cow.
not personally, but yes, I know it existed.
And remember, they all used to go into the saloon, and they had this machine that stood there, and it was like a piano, but you turned it, and it was recorded music, and it was wee
A player piano. Yes, a player piano. That's what they're called. Yeah.
Prior to those machines, there was no legal concept of copyright.
There was none before then either, but people wrote the music.
Yeah, but let me finish. Let me give you the finished story.
Okay.
People wrote music and performed it. They would get their violin, their instruments, or the orchestra, and that's how they would earn their money. When those machines came along, it was possible for the first time ever to play music without having the musician there. So the musician could write the music, but he would never get paid for it. So then they had to legally invent the concept of copyright. And then the musician would be quite happy for 100 of these machines across the Western, wherever, all over the world to be playing his machine, because every time it was installed, he was getting paid copyright money.
Right.
Now, prior to that machine, there was no copyright. We are in that situation again. I agree with you. Art is being stolen.
Yes.
But they have to update the laws, and they will, because
they're working on it. They're working on it.
Exactly. So we're in a situation where the technology is going faster than the law. The law will catch up with the technology, and there will be some sort of universal upgrade to copyright to say, if AI reads your whatever, you get paid some.
But it's too late. It's too late for that.
It was too late when they built the machines with no copyright law.
Exactly.
But the law caught up with it. The people they didn't go back and retrospectively say, "Oh, here's some money for us using your machines."
Exactly. That's what I said. It's too late because AI, at least the AI in existence now, already has everybody's art and creative work and music and all of that. I don't care if AI does your statistics for you. That doesn't bother me. All right. It's the creative stuff that gets to me.
Yeah, and human creativity is going to increase. So
Hopefully.
basically, so there will come a point where the law gets upgraded, bingo, and all creativity beyond that point will be paid money somehow by the new law mechanism, the new mechanisms that get set up by that law. So all the people will suddenly go, oh, I'm actually quite creative. I better go and write some music or poetry or essay or whatever.
Or they will go ask AI to do it for them, which is what's happening now.
No, they won't, because they won't get paid for that.
It doesn't matter. People make art without getting paid for it.
Yeah, but a lot of people do get paid for their art. That's what
Some
copyright
people
is.
get paid for their art. A largest percentage does not.
Okay, I don't care about the ones that don't get paid because they're not copywriting it.
It doesn't yet. Well, they should, because their art's still being stolen.
Then the law will protect them. You see,
What
you're
law?
the law that we're theoretically talking about that's going to be created to protect copyright.
I don't
Drug
know.
labor.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I could wait a long time here. So, yeah.
Yeah, and people said exactly the same when those machines came out. I can't remember what they're called. I must remember. Anyway, so there's another area where there's another reason why you have to think about your future. There is one job that AI will never be able to do, and that's mediumship.
There's other jobs too. Don't listen to him. But mediumship is one of them.
Yes, it's one of them. So there's an opportunity here for a lot more mediums.
But if Mark, if everybody's the medium, who will we give readings to?
Debbie, do you seriously believe that everybody can be a medium?
Well, not everybody, but if we increase our mediumship by 100% or 300%, because people are going to be mediums because they're losing their jobs to AI, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it might be difficult for anybody to get paid.
But Debbie, from our perspective, I mean, we've just done an interview with another Scottish medium.
Right.
And that'll be being published probably towards the end of next week. And she said, now, Avril and I have had occasional communications over the last 15 years, but it's been a personal communication. It's not been, let's talk about mediumship, let's talk about big issues. And I was not doing the interview. Debbie was doing the interview. And Debbie, I told you before you did the interview, it was going to be like interviewing a female version of myself, didn't I? So that's a Scottish medium in Australia. And she's basically saying exactly the same I am about mediumship, about bad mediumship, about Scottish medium. She didn't call it Scottish mediumship, but tantamount. She was trained in Scotland, and she was talking about the same style of mediumship because the two of us started off in the same circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact that she maybe doesn't do rapid fire like I do, but her style of mediumship, asking, evidence, confirmation, message, like what the spirit wants to say, which will also be evidential, and closing will be exactly the same that I teach and that you teach and that I do and you do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I said not everybody can do mediumship, I didn't mean not everybody. I didn't mean that people can't learn mediumship. I was referring to the 95.5% to 99.9% of self-discovered American mediums that waking up one morning, they go out, that buy a textbook in the local bookshop. Oh, this is mediumship. Oh, I can be a medium now. And then they stand in a bus corner, call out into the street. I've got your father and he loves you. I mean, that's not mediumship. That's, you're laughing.
That's not mediumship, but okay.
Yeah, but that's what the majority of people are going to do. So when you get somebody like myself, you or Avril, who is a good medium, we're going to blow them for socks. Coming back to what I was saying, invest in yourself. Come to us, go to Avril, find some way of getting good training, become a good medium, and you will make money because you'll be competing with the 250 crap mediums. And when you give a good reading and that person goes, oh, that was wonderful, blah, 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 word will spread.
It absolutely does.
AI is an opportunity, A, for the good mediums to market themselves, and B, because there'll be more bad mediums, the good mediums will rise up.
Maybe. We'll see.
And we will walk on the water.
No ego over there at all, huh?
What? Absolutely no ego here. No illegal here at all.
None at all.
I'm being sarcastic. I've never walked on water in my life, and I'm willing to go out the front door, walk down to the Firth of Forth, and try and prove it. And when I drown and I come back to haunt Debbie for next week's,
that'll be fine. As long as you're back to haunt for the next conversation, yeah.
Well, I think we haven't really said a lot, but we've been prattling on for about an hour. No, not quite half an hour.
About a half hour.
Okay, so
but we're done. Yeah,
we can really summarize it in 2 sentences. Become a medium because the opportunity is here now. Come to us or go to another good medium that can train you. Launch your own business and use AI to help you promote yourself. And you can basically promote yourself to a scale that, my first business, not as a medium, but my first business was about 35 years ago. I spent a small fortune on advertising and reached virtually nobody.
Right.
Now I can spend a tiny amount that I used to spend on advertising, and I can reach 10 times more people, and it will be targeted people. And I couldn't do that 4 decades ago when I started. Well, it wasn't quite, it was 3.5. So technology, AI, any small business can promote itself.
Sigh.
She's never going to be happy. Never, ever.
Sigh.
Okay, folks. Been a pleasure, and we shall see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Goodness. He just left and left me up here? That's interesting. I guess he didn't have the finale video. That's very interesting. Mark, what happened? Did you disappear?
Sorry, folks, we're still live. I clicked the wrong button. So here we go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.